Good night, everyone. My name is Guillermo Rosales, and today we're going to talk to you about if police are being taught to pull the trigger too soon. And my friends are.
Good night, classmates. I'm Edgar Torres. I'm from Bolivia.
Good night, everyone. I'm Lorna Genial.
I'm Pablo Vaca.
I'm Juan Fernando Corrales from Honduras.
So we have been seeing lately that police officers have been seen and reported to be really cruel and disrespectful against people, not only against a specific race or a specific population. It's something that has been happening in the U.S. and not only in the U.S. At least in my country, it has been seen that police officers have been abusing of their power and treating people in a really bad and disrespectful way. Many times we have seen that police officers they for example, a person isn't doing something wrong, and sometimes they pull them, they stop them, or they accuse them of doing something wrong when the truth is that the people is innocent. For example, in my country, police officers usually stop cars or people just to see what they can get from them. For example, money or any favor. So I think sometimes police officers are not being taught to act as a police officer. Sometimes they're just doing their job in an awful way. For example, was this incident where this black guy, he was like 13 or 12 years old, and he was playing on the park with a fake gun. So the police officers went and shot at him, and he was killed. And there was this other case in which a white guy started shooting three persons. So he was stopped and detained. So I guess, like the article says, we're police officers are not taught to stop and pull the trigger when it's needed. They just do it without thinking and by their own emotions.
So what happens lately is that we see in the news that there's a lot of people that has been affected because of the police that reacts not the best way when there's something happening in the moment. So there's a lot of protest that has been lately because of they need to change, or they want to change how the police are are thought to respond in a situation. So they say that the policies are being so military forces has been used, and they don't think on how they act in the moment. They just shoot the person and doesn't think about what was happening in the moment. So the people just want to change the way that the police act in front of the situation, and what they're looking for is that the forces, the military forces that has been used in order to show or to instruct. The policies need to be changed, and they need to change the way how the person explains the policies how to act in front of situation.
This in our countries, it is like very awful because, for example, I'm from Ecuador, and in Ecuador we have many protests because of the president and all the stuff. But when the guys and the people go to the streets, that police doesn't have control over their power, so they abuse of their power, and they start to fight with people because that's the only way that they think that they can control them. And what happened in developed countries is that when the police abuse of their power, there's a big notice about that. But what happens when that happens in not developed countries? This is just like a normal lifestyle or something like that. So we should train the police in the right way in order to think before acting. Okay, another way to say and to think about the theme is that the abuses of the power, that, like my partner said, like I'm from Bolivia, and Bolivia is a different way. Lately, there has been a lot of problems with the population in the capital city of Bolivia, and lately the policemen go and spray with lacrimogene gas to in the faces of the people, or they use the power of the staff who they have to paralyze people because of the protest. They don't even think about if the person have any trouble of health or anything like that. They just act by their instinct. Especially in Bolivia, all the policemen or polices abuses their power because they know that the government there is in a really bad way, and they don't have the real punish that if they are going to, if in comparison of other country. This special theme is a big one in all over the world because there were so many cases studies and so many cases there's so many cases that involves a policeman that act before thinking and make his impulses win over the reason. This is a bad way because many innocent lives get loses. We lose many innocent lives in this process because the policeman doesn't have a reason and doesn't think well.
Well, another thing is that remember that police officers are the ones that are in charge to keep you safe in the country, in the city, right? And the problem is that they should be trained and they will should know the right act that they should need to be doing in a determined moment, because that means that they will need to determine what will be the best choice for any situation, because the problem is that sometimes they are only making jokes with guns and they only act and probably they kill a innocent persons. So they need to be trained to determine what is the best choice for any situation. Another thing is that remember that it's not only to being police officer is to having a skill with the gun, right? They need to be trained also to try treat right people, have good manners, and also they need to apply the laws in a good way, because sometimes like here in Honduras we are having problem with some police officers that are abusing from their authority just to obtain more more money that they own.
Like my partner was saying, it's true. Police officers just don't have to be strong or very skillful with their gun. They're also, I think, police officers are considered a person in which you could go and ask for help when you got robbed or when you have a problem with another person trying to hurt you. For example, many of us as kids, once in a lifetime, we wanted to be a police officer or maybe her marry a police officer. I don't know. And so this is something that is very sad because police officers has always been considered like the heroes, like those persons you could go when you really need to. For example, when there's a problem always here in Honduras, we know that if we call the police, they're going to get half hour later. So and I remember when I was a kid and we called the police or the firemen, they always could go as soon as possible. But now those things are getting lost. Uh, I remember that there wasn't so many mistreat of people by the police. For example, there was this case like 2 weeks ago in which the police officers got into one of the universities of Honduras and start hitting students because they were protesting. So and students were very peaceful, and they always show like a respect way against them. So I think there's no need to act so violently against the civilization and worse shooting them. I think that's not the way because I have seen videos in which yes people are rude but they're not fighting back and when they fight back is when the police officers get violent.
A solution for this problem, I think, is like they have to train more than physical to the police. I think they have to train psychological to put them in difficult situations that they have to decide well and decide with the head, not with the exchange. I think in the training that they go to the academic police or the school of policemen, the police academic, I think, they have to train more psychological to the police that for them to think well and in the situation where they are and to think for all and have a good decision and don't make mistakes and lose innocent lives.
So I think that in Honduras we have a problem that it's like policies act like Guillermo says acts really like strong for people that is innocent, but people that has been done like many things wrong or many things that aren't
They're criminals.
that are criminals they act like if they are people normal and they don't act as policies. So I think in our country, Honduras, what happened is that we have lost the respect for the policies, and we don't think that policies are acting good or they just wanna act bad with the people that respect them, but not with the people that disrespect them. So I think that we need to start seeing the policies has help. It's gonna help us, but for me, I don't think that police are helping us. They're just like destroying society and doing like things that people that has been innocent has been killed just because they aren't trustful, the police are. So I think that we need a change of how we see the policies, and as he says, we also need a change of the treatment and the treatment that they have, and
Well,
Also, another solution from here in Honduras. I think that most of the problem with the police officers over here is that they try to get more money from people, and that's the way they are abusing from the authority, right? And I think that a way to resolve this is paying more to them, because we don't know the economical problems of every person, right? And I think that if they have a good salary, we are going to resolve this type of problem that is the main cause of the police officers' abuse of authority.
well, as a conclusion, I could say that first, the solutions, as my friend says, is to train more the police, not just the first time to go into the police officer, but also keep them training, not just physically, as my friend said, but also tactically and psychologically. Also, I think that we should depurate the police, because there's many corrupt police that they don't even know what they are doing with their job, because this is a really important job. It is not just a job, because you make the justice taking count. So that's what I think, and my group think that could be possible solutions for this problem. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much.
Tienes que